Okay, so have you had fun today? What have you been doing?
Well, I've had great fun. The people have been interesting and they've been interested in what we've had to say, and I think they really enjoyed all the interaction. And we told them a few stories behind the scenes at Ground Force and some of the exploits we got up to when we travelled all around the world. So, yeah, it's been great fun. I've really enjoyed it today.
Okay, so I heard a little story about David Beckham kicking a penalty at you.
Yes, that's very true.
Was it for comic relief?
It's for comic relief, yeah. I was asked to go up there if I wanted to watch England play Iceland, and it was an international match. It was played at Manchester City's new ground. They said, do you want to come up with your son, John Joe? So I said, yeah, sure. So me and him went up there, and we brought his best friend and his father with us, so the four of us. And when we went out on the football pitch, normally, because it was at half-time, I had to do the penalty shootout, what happened was the managers, Van Goor and Eriksson, never took the players into the dressing room. We kept them all on the pitch,
right?
Which was very strange for an international. So I went in goal. Cut a long story short, out of the 10 penalties, I saved the 10. But by the time
you saved all 10?
All 10.
He saved all 10?
All 10.
All 10. 10. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right. I was a bit shocked then.
Well, so was I, actually, if you can imagine it. Anyway, the crowd at first weren't interested, but one time we got to number 7, of course, they were really interested. And that's when the England number 7, do you see that link? He came over, Mr. Golden Balls himself, David Beckham, and the other players were all on the line, on the edge of the box, and they were sort of warming down.
Oh, were they? Is that how
that's how they warm. See, just like that. See, that was in my old pro days. So as they're warming down on the edge of the box, when penalty number 8, I saved that. Yeah. Penalty number 9, I saved that. By now, they're mesmerised. I've got them. The crowd all cheering because I'm counting them every time I've saved one, you know?
Yeah.
And then penalty number 10, saved it. So David Beckham, he's out there and he's laughing. So I went, come on then, son, bring it on, come on. And he went, no, I can't, can't. But then all the crowd going, Beckham, Beckham, Beckham. So he picked the ball up, went up, put it on the penalty spot. Now just think about this. Here I am.
Were you not a little bit nervous about this?
No, I was completely focused.
You were in the zone.
Just think about this. Here is a Cockney builder from the East End of London, right? I've just saved 10 penalties out of 10 in a full house, at a full England international. And the England captain, probably one of the best players in the world at the time, Mr. Golden Balls, is about to take a penalty against me. And my 10-year-old son is standing by the goalpost watching. Just think, do I want to save it? Do I want to save this? So, as a goalkeeper of long standing, I know that about 60-65% of right-footed players go to the keeper's left.
Yeah.
And 30-35% of them right-footed players go to the keeper's right. Now, we all know what a great right foot he's got, bend it like Beckham. So I know...
We like bend it like Beckham.
Yeah, and I know everywhere on the left-hand side, that ball's going to go, I'm going to save it. Top corner, anything. So, as he's run up, I don't normally move before the penalty's taken. Not because that's my plan, it's just I'm too old. See, so I don't. I'm too old and too decrepit to move quickly. No, but what happened? I just give myself an edge, so I just threw my very lightweight frame just slightly to the left.
Yeah.
And as he's run up, he's gone and he stopped.
Oh no!
So I fell over because obviously, the weight mass has taken me over. I fell over on the floor like a big lummox.
Yeah.
And he just chipped it up into the air. If I'd have stood there, I'd have just caught it.
Oh, just like that?
Just like that. And it was, it was that. It was a goal. But then, of course, he came in and gave me a big hug. And he said, Tom, I've been wanting to speak to you for ages because Ground Force is my favourite programme. That's been well documented. I got a phone call from my daughter, Natalie. She said, Dad, do not shower till you get home. Right, and my street cred went up. And then, of course, the crowning glory was when the journalist interviewed my son at the end of it, and he went, he was only 10, John Joe. You want to see him now? He's 2 inches taller than me. Black hair, blue eyes, good-looking boy. He's like a honey magnet, I call him.
Are you trying to set me up on a date here?
Oh, I don't know. I fancy him myself if I was a girl. But anyway, they said to him, the journalist said to him, John Joe, what do you think about, David Beckham scoring a penalty against your dad? Did you want your dad to save it? And he went, well, to be honest, he said, I would have liked to see my dad save it. He said, but I wouldn't have liked to hear about it for the next 30 years. 10-year-old boy, huh?
Bless him.
So that was the funniest part of the whole story. Aww. So, but the irony of it all is, I knew he was a big fan. So on one of my books, I wrote, Dear David and Victoria. The reason I deliberately dived the wrong way was that I didn't want to dent your confidence going into a major tournament. They were going into the Euros, all right? I said, however, if you would like a rematch, me and John Joe are available at half time in the final of the Euros, trying to blag a ticket, you know. I never got an answer.
Oh, rubbish.
But
all that effort as well.
And I sent him a pair of my braces. Oh. I bet he still wears them.
Yeah, definitely.
Hold up them golden ball pants of his, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the irony of it all, to cap the whole story, is that was the last penalty he scored in an England shirt. The next 3 penalties he took, he missed all 3 of them. So I put the mockers on it.
Oh dear. So it's your fault.
So David, if you're out there,
we're sorry.
You shouldn't have scored. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so let's get back to the gardening now that we've been talking football.
Okay.
So what is it that you've been doing? Because I know that you've been building a box today, and is it out of materials that you have, like, sort of giving a release of life almost?
Well, you could say that. It's taking something that is for a certain purpose and giving it a different destination, if you like. So taking something that's used for something normal and changing it, making show you what you can do differently with it.
Yeah.
You can be sort of inventive and a bit creative with it, but the most blandest of materials.
Yeah.
So I've taken an ordinary fence post, 3x3 fence post, you know, like the gravel boards, which are the bottom bit of the fence, which is in contact with the soil.
Yeah.
Taken some of that, and my old favourite, which is what we call roofing batten, slate batten, which is 25 mil thick and 50 mil wide, or 2x1 in old money.
2x1.
2x1, and it's all pressure treated. All this stuff is already pressure treated. So I've cut it all down and cut it about and made it into an interesting project, if you like, which is right here behind us.
Don't know whether you can get that on camera.
Well, you can do it as a cutaway.
You can do a close-up. Yeah.
It's this, which is a lovely planter, which you would normally go and pay at least 100 quid, and you wouldn't get one as good as that. That will last you 30 years.
So did you make that on stage today? Or did you make that to show it?
I made that yesterday.
Yeah.
And I made the planter on stage today. Not the planter, the obelisk.
Yeah.
That's the obelisk on top.
Yeah.
But what I did with the planter, it took me half a day to make that. So I only had 45 minutes. So what I did, I made it into sections. And then so there's 4 sections to make up the planter. But I made one section live on stage today to show how you did it. And I mortised one joint. So I showed people how to do one section, and then you just reproduce that 4 times and drill it and put dowels in with a bit of glue, and that's the end of it. And it's
there you go.
And that is as strong as you like, strong as a house.
Ah, DIY.
There you go, impressive. I'm impressed myself.
So have you got one more tip for me when it comes to the DIY? Because I know that you're a good builder, and I know that obviously with ground force and everything. So what is your biggest tip that you can give me?
My top tip
your
for
top tip.
Don't eat yellow snow.
I think we'd better take that as a wrap. Thank you so much, Tommy.